Hey, welcome to Hot Dog Sports again today. This is going to be fun. We're going to look at the roster that we picked up doing the snake draft yesterday in our 8-team league. Again, we're doing the ESPN Fantasy League. This is a demonstration, a model for you to look at. We're going to go through the positives and negatives of our draft. Please take an opportunity to sign up down below. I'd love to have you as one of my subscribers. We can spend the whole season together going through fantasy baseball. It's a short, quick 60-game season, so it'll be kind of interesting. We'll learn together, see what happens. Welcome back. Today's video is going to concentrate on the roster that we got based on the draft we did yesterday. Now, you may or may not have watched my previous video, but what we had done is we had selected a team, let the computer just select the team for us. I did not do on our behalf what I recommend, which is sort through the players, put them in the order that you're interested in selecting. You know, it can be a live draft or it can be an automated draft, but you want to put them in the order you would like. You want to knock out the players who are not participating this season because of they're opting out of the COVID, or maybe they're injured and they're not going to be able to play. So let's see what we ended up with. We'll go through the roster, make suggestions of what maybe players we should make changes on, and look at the free agents. Here we go. So if you're looking at the team, what we have is pretty strong. With Yachty leading it up, MVP Cody at first. I noticed right away that we only have one second baseman, even though we have, in this case, Tatis, a shortstop, playing second. The only true second baseman we have on the list is Jonathan VR. So that looks to be a weakness for us. David Dahl is on this day-to-day. We kind of have to check in to see what's going on with him. David Dahl in general has difficulties with injuries, so we have a concern there. One of the other things, and though it's not showing here, is that Joey Gallo, who is one of our main outfielders, to my knowledge, and I'm going to double check, but I believe he opted out of the participating this year because of COVID. So let's check on those things and see. So we know our weakness. We need a second baseman. We have two outfielders who may or may not be eligible for us. And those are kind of the main things. The rest of the team is pretty strong. If you notice, we have quite a few shortstops. So actually, one of the other things is that maybe we might look to trade a shortstop for another player, maybe a second baseman if we need to. Because between Anderson, who has some good numbers, obviously, Lindor and Tatis has a lot of positive. We'll probably keep VR because of the stealing of bases. So that's our roster, and in terms of the batters, and then we'll take a look at the pitchers next. So looking at our pitchers, we look pretty good. We have starter. We have no relief, no closers. Quite a problem there. So we got to look at closers, and Eduardo Rodriguez is on the IL for 10 days. Again, shortened season. We're going to have to look to see what we can do about getting rid of him. But so just looking at it, Eduardo, maybe we get rid of him, and we need closers so we can get some saves. So then now let's look at some free agents. So looking at the free agents, the batters at least, and we're not breaking them down by position yet, we're just looking at the players. So Votto's still available, and these are players that are available free agents. Just going through and looking, remember one of our weaknesses is second, and we might look at Starlin Castro there, who plays second and third, or Brandon Lowe, he's available as well. So I'm going to actually select those two players as folks that we were watching and do a little bit of research on them. We have some weakness at outfield because of who we have. That opens up an opportunity for Danny Santana with Texas. I don't know a lot about Danny, so I need to find out about him. Verdugo, Dozier, some different folks who play outfield. Kyle Tucker, I don't know what's going on there. Puig, it looks like he's a free agent, and we like Puig. And now he's set up, it says just free agent there. It doesn't say he's with Atlanta. We maybe take a move on him and grab him. He should play because Markakis is out. So that's what we're going to look at with regards to batters. So now let's look at some pitchers and see who is available there. So looking at the available free agent pitchers, now let's remember we need a closer, and we have one starting pitcher that we can get rid of to do that. So going through this list, possibly Kennedy is the closer this season, Doolittle, Puck, I don't know him with Oakland. We have an injury a day to day, so we probably shouldn't look at him. Joe Jimenez. Joe would be maybe a good pick. We have to see who's closing for Detroit this year. And that looks maybe Melanson down at the very bottom of this list with Atlanta. So I'm going to go through and select those guys as folks we're watching. And then we'll make a decision on what we're going to do with regards to changes. So since we've gone over the rosters, I've already found out that Jonathan Villar is day-to-day, so we're going to have to check into that. One of the things to remember is we need to look for our weaknesses. We must look for replacements within the free agent market. The ability to trade within your league is very difficult. It's very difficult for you to get rid of somebody that you really don't want and get somebody that you really want. The other managers tend to have a good opinion of players as well. The other thing to remember, there's only categories of importance. It's not the overall play of the player as much as how much they fit into categories. This year on the league that we're in, these are the following categories of importance for the batter: runs scored, total bases, runs batted in, walks, a -1 strikeouts, and then stolen bases. We need to have a good selection with regards to each of the spots, and obviously as low in strikeouts as we can. On the pitching side, it gets a little more complicated. There's more things there. We have innings pitched as a positive. Hits allowed is a negative. Earned runs is a negative, but very important to keep. Walks issued. So we have hits allowed and walks issued, which comes into kind of a whip setup, which we don't have this year. Strikeouts is a positive, wins is a positive, losses is a negative, and saves is a positive. In fact, a win and a save are equal in terms of points. So that's a big category. So we'll come back tomorrow, look at what options we have, and make some changes to our roster. You have a good day, and please remember, please subscribe to Hot Dog Sports, and I'll see you tomorrow.